So I have a big problem with that.
So-
And
ahead.
my second issue is the fact that what's going to stop her from, in a week or two, if she comes back with another problem with the vehicle, that she's not going to come after me again?
I don't know. Can you answer that question, Ann?
I just want to know that, I just want you to say that you gave me, I want a fair deal. I do not feel as I was given a fair deal.
I think you were
I'm
given
out.
a very
What
fair
would,
deal.
what would make
I'm
this
out
a fair deal?
$3,500.
What would make this a fair deal, Ann? Having an
Her
operable
guarantee
car?
me that a car will be operable, yes.
Having an
See, there-
operable car?
I'm not going to do that. You did not purchase a warranty. I am not going
Oh,
to
wait.
guarantee it.
Wait, she said having an operable car. Would that include the car in question? The
What do
car
you
in
mean by
question, the
that?
car in question were operable.
Yes.
Would that be a fair deal?
Yes.
All right. Now, I know you're taking the position the car in question has been operable, all
Right.
right? But I'm hearing Ann say, and it's not operable now. Can we agree to that? I mean, you don't know the
Right.
reason why, but you,
Right,
okay?
it isn't.
So I'm hearing Ann say, if we can get that car operable now, we've got to use her word, a quote-unquote fair deal. My question for you, Susie, is how, if at all, can we get that car to become an operable car?
Well, I'm not going to have an open checkbook for her. I
Okay.
will set a certain amount of money down that I will go up to. Anything past that amount of money, that's it. And once these repairs have been made, I'm done. She cannot come back to me
I'm not
A
gonna
day
ever come back
later?
to you, no.
2 days later to say, my
No.
car broke down again.
So you're willing to subsidize in part the inspection and repairs of an independent
Yes.
mechanic. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
All right. Can you give us some idea what that is?
I would give, to get rid of this case and not have to deal with it anymore, $500 towards repairs. Up to $500. Before the repairs are done, though, I want a written estimate of what the problems are, and I want my mechanic to be able to go over and just check it out.
All right. So you want sort of like a second opinion from your guy.
Yes.
But your mechanic's not gonna touch my car.
Just to the extent that he needs to look at what their diagnosis was. Your mechanic could be there the whole time, I don't care. But I just want my guy to do a second diagnosis.
All right. So what I think I'm hearing is Ann would take the car to an independent mechanic who would do an inspection, for lack of a better word.
Uh-huh.
Say, this is what's wrong, this is what needs to be done, and this is the cost. All right? And then that comes to your guy with the car if necessary, or he goes to the car as the case might be, whatever, okay? And he takes a look at that written estimate, and in the event that it's agreeable, then you'll subsidize up to $500 the cost of those repairs.
Right.
What if it becomes like $1,000 to repair?
I will give you $500. You will need to pay the rest.
Okay, I need to ask you.
You can answer. I don't know if I can answer.
What
but
is,
you can
what
answer.
it, what, like, what do you think the judge will say if she says as is?
Exactly what I told you. I said you can ask away, but I'm not sure I can answer. It's irrelevant what I think. Remember what I told you in the beginning. I'm not making any decisions. I can't give any advice. The only thing I can say to you is you need to consider, both of you need to consider, quite frankly, what happens if you go before the judge and you take the position you're taking and the judge rejects it. This is your opportunity, and probably your last opportunity in light of the fact that we're down to about 2 minutes. This is your last opportunity to walk away with a solution that has certainty to it, okay? And will get you where you want to be, which is an operable set of wheels, and will get you where you want to be, which is your business
See,
and reputation.
I don't feel like I'm being guaranteed an opera set of wheels. I mean, I don't have money to pay $500 more. If it costs $1,000, I feel like you should at least pay like for 75% of it or something.
Like I said, I'm not going to give you an open checkbook. I can give you up to $500. And let me just make this very clear. I am not putting that money on the table thinking that I have had any fault in this whatsoever. I am pretty confident that if I went in front of the judge, I would prevail. I am doing this because I don't want any of my customers unhappy. And whether you want to believe it or not, I want you to have a car that works. I want you to be able to work. That's what you came to me for. I want to see that that happens. But I cannot, as a business person, just give free rein to every person. This is what I can afford as a business, $500.
Well, wait a second. Now, Ann, and maybe I misunderstood something, but are you asking for free rein? Or I think the other term you used was an open checkbook?
Right.
No,
Is that what you're asking for?
I'm not saying I want an open checkbook, because
Okay.
if it's like, $5,000 repair, then
Okay.
I'm not gonna expect her to fix that
So
for
you recognize that there is some limit to this?
Right, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know how much the cost is. When it installed, it seemed like the entire car was just broken down entirely.
So what amount, if any, other than 500 would go towards?
I guess it really determines on the estimate,
Now, Susie, you're kind of, I know you haven't seen the car yet, but between the three of us, you're the one who knows most about cars, I would guess.
I only sell them.
Okay.
I have mechanics. I have no idea.
Okay.
I couldn't say.
Okay. Is there a way then that we can get a better handle on whether up to $500 is going to be a viable amount? Is there a way to restructure this so that that $500 becomes a more viable amount?
I'm not going to agree to a percentage, because once again, that gives me open liability. I'm
You know what,
not
just
gonna do
forget it. Let's just, yeah, 500 is fine, I guess. If it costs more, then I'm just gonna have to scrape up more money for it, but at least the 500 says that you came at least to make sure that the car runs.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Ann, please.
I guess I'll just take the 500 and just leave it as, but I want my court costs.
And how much is that?
It's like 180?
So it would be up to $500 plus $180.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't be here in this court if it wasn't for her.
I paid court case, okay, I paid court costs too.
Well, no, but
and I wouldn't be in court if you didn't bring me here.
I don't care. You should be paying my court costs.
And where would you be if we weren't here today, Susie?
I would be at work,
What would you be
selling
doing?
cars,
Alright.
making money.
Okay. And so, when you're here, is it costing you money?
Yes,
Okay.
it's costing me a lot of money to be
Alright.
here.
Okay. All right. And how, if at all, does that relate to Ann's request for $180 in court costs?
Well, I paid $100. Okay, so are you going to pay me mine? Do you think that's fair?
No. What? Why don't we just split the court costs?
So I'm going to give you 40.
No, you give me half of what 180 is.
90. It's half of 180.
Okay, but I've already paid $100.
I
You know what, to get rid of this, I will give you $40. So I'm subtracting the $100 that I had to pay from the $180. So that makes $80 difference. I'll pay you $40. I really want to just get this over with.
I guess fine.
So what it's looking like is an independent mechanic will examine and do an estimate. That'll get sent over to your person who will eyeball it. And if necessary to make an assessment, take a look at the car as well. You'll pay up to $500 of those costs, plus $40 to represent a portion of the court costs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we then take a few seconds to put this into writing, and all three of us will sign off on it, and then we'll put you back out in the courtroom, and you can tell the judge what went down.
Okay.
And thanks very much.